Ronnie Tyson, student at the University of Akron, and you are?
My name is Debbie. I'm with the LeBron James Family Foundation. I work with our high school and our college students.
If I'm correct, this agency is the I Promise Institute, correct?
Yes. Yep.
And well, a question I do have, is it the same? Is there the same organization as the I Promise School, or do y'all have like some different goals?
Yeah. So all those things that you're talking about all fall under the LeBron James Family Foundation. And we all are working basically towards the same goals, which are under the foundation, but we serve different populations of students. So the I Promise School is for 3rd through 8th grade students. I don't know, have you spent time there as part of your class?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's really cool. You've gotten like a firsthand look at the kids there. And our kids actually, as part of the foundation, they enter the program in 3rd grade. So that's the entry point is the school. And they spend 3rd through 8th grade there. I mean, hopefully you've learned a lot about the school with like the wraparound supports that are there from the foundation, as far as like, there's the clothing pantry and the GED program, the laundry room, and then just, the social emotional support. When the kids leave the I Promise School, they go into Akron Public Schools, the different high schools. They can choose their high school. And that's where the foundation support is here at the I Promise Institute. My colleague Tyga and I support them. And this is kind of the physical home of the foundation here is the I Promise Institute. So we do programming here for those kids. That wraparound support that the school offers, we can still offer it here through us and getting them resources. It just, instead of it being a whole school building, they're in their own high school buildings, and we're kind of the central location here at this property.
And so, how does this agency foster relationships between children's families and other schools?
Yeah, so relationship building is a big part of what we do. We spend a lot of time with the students. We're at a different high school every week, spending time with the kids. Like I said, we do programs here on the days that the kids are not in school. So like when there's an in-service day where the teachers have to be at school but the kids aren't, we'll have the kids here and we'll be doing programs with them. One, because we think the programming is important and it's like topics that are important to them, whether it's talking about college or careers or mental health, but also it gives them a safe place to go when maybe their parents are at work, so they're not home alone. We always feed them a good lunch that day, so we know they're getting fed. So that's another day that we're like relationship building with them. We do some family programming, so we do like quarterly, we do a big dinner where we invite all the families in the program. We call it Family Feast. Everyone comes, we enjoy a meal together. We bring community resources to the room where they can learn about, what's available in the community to get services and things like that. But then we're checking in with families all the time to see, do you need things to support you? How can we help? Families will call us if they have a problem and need help. So we're constantly doing that. We build relationships with the schools, with the counselors, the principals, and so they get to know us, and we check in with them when we know a kid might be struggling. So it's all about relationship building.
And I know you said you help with students that go to Akron Public Schools.
Mm-hmm.
What about for students who choose to go to like private schools? Do they also help? Or
so to be in our program, you have to remain in Akron Public Schools. If they choose to leave and go to a private school, they absolutely can make that choice, but they're no longer considered active in our program. If they reached out, we wouldn't absolutely say we're not talking to you, but we don't actively involve them in the things that we're doing. They're not invited to our programming we do here and things like that.
And how's this agency funded? I know it's partnering with the
Mm-hmm.
LeBron James family. Is it like private donations, grants, or other methods?
All of the above. Yeah, we rely a lot on people supporting us. We have a lot of partnerships with, local, national corporations that help support us, private donors, some grants, yeah. But yeah, a lot of it is donations that help support the work that we're doing. Yeah.
I'm not really from Akron. I know when I be at I Promise, I see like the students, like I enjoy that y'all provide the students with coats
Mm-hmm.
and the laundry room, as you said, at the
Yeah.
I Promise school.
Yeah. Yeah, so those coats, that was a donation from a partner that allowed us to be able to give the kids coats so they were warm in the winter. I think, I'm trying to think other things that you might have seen that would be donations. Sometimes donations are called in-kind donations, so like things that are given, so like the coats, that's an in-kind donation. Other things, it's money that's given that we can use to fund the things we need, whether it's buying supplies or paying for the things that we do. So we need both to make everything happen that we do, for sure. Where are you from?
Cleveland.
Oh, you're from Cleveland? Okay, cool.
So it's kind of rare. I know we have the Say Yes program,
Yeah.
which is that gives students grants and other scholarships to go on to college, but not really so many donations to provide kids with like clothes and
Yeah.
school supplies.
Absolutely. It's huge.
So that's why it's good seeing. It's nice seeing, especially me being from Cleveland,
Yeah.
how things are done differently
Yeah.
to give students as much possible success in
Absolutely.
education.
Yeah. Yeah. It definitely takes a village to do that.
And I know I've been around I Promise. What is the goal here at this agency?
Well, so the reason the foundation was created in the first place was LeBron heard about high school dropout rates in the nation, and they were staggering. It was like I forget what it was like every so many seconds a student in America drops out of high school. And he was like, that is ridiculous. Like, how is this happening in our country? And so he wanted to help change that, and he's like, maybe I can't change that everywhere, but I want to change it in Akron, in my hometown. And so, the biggest goal is for kids to graduate high school. And so we're making all these supports, and we're doing all these things to see our kids graduate from high school, because the statistics say for the kids in our program, that if they won't graduate high school, they come in at third grade with a reading level that is oftentimes several, like 1 to 2 grade levels below their peers, and it's crazy to me, but the reading level that you have in third grade can be an indicator of if you'll graduate high school. So that reading level that they come in with at third grade is already stacked against them, saying like, on paper you're not supposed to graduate high school. So we want those kids, because we want to turn that around for them with the supports we put in place for them and their families. So that is like the number one goal, is like seeing them graduate high school.
And I know you said some high school students have access to it. Is there provided like a tutoring or?
We do have a tutor, yeah. Up here we have tutoring Wednesdays and Thursdays after school. He's actually a licensed math teacher, so he can help with anything, but math is a big thing he can help with. This is Tyga.
Nice to meet you, Tyga.
Nice to meet you.
We're just chatting away.
Yeah.
I know. She was telling me about the goal of the agency and more to it, especially about this. She said this was used so high school students can come up here and provide that tutoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So another question I also have is, well, what types of support does it offer to families?
You want to go ahead? I've been talking.
Oh yeah, sure. So
Just recording our voices.
yeah, no problem. For the institute specifically, we really focus on like helping our high school students and their parents if they want to earn like a scholarship. So we have our I Promise scholarship for parents for Stark State College. So for those who are interested in going back to school, they have that opportunity to take advantage of that. And then for some of our families, if we hear of different like instances where there are like gaps in resources, whether it's food, clothing, transportation, or housing, medical services, we try and work with our other departments, if you will, in our program. So like our I Promise Health Quarters to get them connected with mental health, dental, vision, primary care, labs, all that fun stuff related to the health field, and or if there's supports with like housing, we work with our partner at I Promise Health Quarters, and we try and connect them to those services. So we do a lot of like connecting to internal and external agencies over here. So if there's like needs with like jobs and family services or legal support, we're also connecting them to resources for that. So I'd say we try and be a one-stop shop, and or if we don't have the services internally, we try and work like with some external partners to connect families.
And you discussed other I Promise institutes. I'm familiar with the school, and this is my first time here, so
Okay.
I didn't even know like there was a floor for the I Promise for students of Akron to come and to work. So I was interested to hear more about the other institutes that I Promise have.
Yeah. So I like to think of like the LeBron James Family Foundation as like an umbrella, like it's like overseeing, and then within it, just like a university, there's different colleges in a university, there's different departments within the foundation is how I explain it. So you have the foundation, which just kind of like oversees everything, and then underneath it you'll have the I Promise Institute, which is one department that focuses on like our high school college access programming, and like our scholarship management. And then you have the I Promise School, which is our 3rd through 8th grade population. You have I Promise Health Quarters, which is focused on like mental health and behavioral health, as well as like medical services. So again, like that dental, vision, what am I forgetting? Primary care, pharmacy, and labs.
Like blood draws and stuff.
Yeah. And then there's also like House 330, which is like more job training specific, and I Promise Housing / I Promise Village, which is more of like transitional and or long-term housing. So all of those different buckets make up the foundation, but we all are like our own little area operating, and like focusing on like our own areas as well.
And I know you was talking about scholarships. Do y'all provide scholarships for students going to colleges in state, or also out of state as well?
That's a good question. So our scholarships are for students who are in our program, so it's like that membership piece, so they have to be in our program starting in the 3rd grade, and then that time from the time they're in 3rd grade all the way up to high school graduation, they're effectively working towards that scholarship by remaining in the school district. And then for those who, let's say in high school, they'll work on like getting 120 hours of community service and then remaining actively engaged in our programming. So that means showing up to our events, and doing those things that they need to do for us. And then for those who like hit that criteria, they have access to 3 universities that we partner with. One of them being the University of Akron, which provides 4 years of housing and the first year of room and board for our students. And then Kent State University will be our second partnership, which also provides 4 years of tuition and then first year of room and board. And then Stark State College is our 3rd partner, which provides 2 years or until they complete their associate's degree for tuition support. So those 3 are all in-state partners. We don't have any out-of-state partners right now. We would never deny an opportunity to partner with anyone, but for right now, those are our 3 partners, and it started all with the University of Akron. So this is a special place, which is why we have this space in here, because they were the first partner to take a chance on our students and show them that they deserve to be on a college campus, and they wanted to make that mutual investment within them.
That's nice to hear. And for my last question, how does families qualify to join like the I Promise Foundation, LeBron James family?
So that's okay. So that's going back to, remember I was talking about the 3rd grade entry point.
Yeah.
So we look at the test scores of the students in Akron Public Schools in 2nd grade. Do you remember taking on? Well, you're still probably taking tests in college, but remember those tests you take every year in high school? It was like national tests. You probably hated taking them. So in 2nd grade, the kids take that test, and they look at their reading scores in 2nd grade. The kids that are in the lowest 25 percentile, they take that list and they do a lottery. So it's just randomly picking names of 120 students. We take that 120 and invite them to join us at the I Promise School, and then ask them to stick with us through 12th grade.
And when some students, I know it may be cases where students leave. When students leave, do you just add more students in, or?
We don't, no. 3rd grade is the only time you can enter our program, because we want to keep that class the same and together.
It's pretty interesting to hear, especially since you said you want to keep in mind just the 3rd grade class and keep the class stuck together. So it's nice to hear. And that's pretty much wrap up all the questions I have.
Cool.
And it gave me some more insight on how you're able to help families and provide different donations to the students, which was good to hear.
Thanks for your interest.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for investing in the kids at the school for your class. I always love seeing the college students over there. They look up to you guys so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And I enjoy seeing them as well, especially I get to wander, I get to visit I Promise. We usually be in a cafeteria, but now we're able to be in a classroom, actually able to help the students, which I enjoy really well. And the classrooms it's really huge. I know Riverdale, I grew up in Cleveland, so classrooms aren't really that big, not that much space.
What grade are you in? Helping?
I'm in 4th grade.
In 4th grade. Okay, nice. That's great.
Group.
So it's good to see you.